Welcome back. It's time to make more paths. And don't ask me how this horse got up here, because I genuinely have no clue. There was no way for him to get up here, but I'm pretty sure they can't spawn on stairs. I am very confused how this thing got up here. But let's just get to working on the paths. Alright, I'm going to start by just cleaning up this part of the path real quick that I connected to last time. And this leads right to a cave, so I could definitely incorporate that somehow. Looks like it's just a dead end though. I could still find a way to incorporate it into the village though. So I'm going to keep it around for now. Smooth out this path to it as well. Doesn't really make sense for these to be path blocks, so I will replace them with stone and leave the rest of that for later. Alright, now I can clean up these path blocks here on the edge of this cliff. And now I'm thinking I'll have a staircase from this part of the path down right around here, because you can clearly tell that the path is defined right here. It's meant to go all the way across here. So I'll put a staircase right in line with that. And there's also a path this way I may or may not keep, but for now I'm just going to connect it up here. Not sure where I want the staircase to start exactly right here, so I'm actually going to go on the other end of the path and try to work it out from there instead. Okay, the path just kind of awkwardly shifts a block here. I'm just going to keep it in line with this part. So obviously I want it to be down at this level for this village house here. So I'll clear that out a bit, maybe one more, and then I think I want it to start going up right here, because this is pretty steep here. It's going to take a lot of stairs to get all the way up. I might have to do a bit of terraforming as well to make it not look goofy. Wow, that Enderman is terrifying in this shader pack. I'm going to do what I usually do here. Test out this staircase placement before I make the full thing. Yeah, see, it's really running up against this hill pretty low. But like I said, with this house here, I don't really want it to be any further out. Let's just see where it ends up. I mean, I could find a way to turn the staircase, but I kind of just want it to go straight here, honestly. So that's going to end up right here. One block too low. If I raise it up one block, it's going to be here. So it'll land right there. I think that's fine. And that'll help it not be so far into this hill as well. Alright, yeah, that's a real long staircase there. Not sure how I feel about that. It could end up looking pretty cool though, actually. I'm just gonna go with it, and if I change my mind later, I can always switch it up again. Man, these zombies are just coming out of nowhere. I'm lucky no creepers have snuck up on me. Kinda surprised none have. It's just that nighttime looks so good in this shader pack that I don't want to sleep through the night, even if it means dealing with mobs. Right, so the thing about this long staircase is that it's already long, right? But I'm gonna have to make another staircase right down here too, because this is another drop off, unless I just cut the path off after this house. But I do kind of want to make this cave incorporated into the village somehow. I think I'll just rip this little bit of grass out here just to make it flat at the end of the staircase. Definitely should do more terraforming. I'll just do a little bit quick now, but leave most of it for later. Alright, yeah, so that's a long way down. Lots of stairs, but I think that's alright. The rest of the staircases are all fairly short, at least by comparison. Right, now that that's done, I can get rid of all the path blocks in this area, because I know I won't be using those now. Alright, that's all cleared out, and yet there's still such a mess here that I'm still not sure what to do with entirely. I do know I can get rid of these paths on the edges of this farm here. Oh, there's a bunch of weird path blocks over here on the edge of the cliff. I can get rid of those. Alright, I know I want to fill this underside of this farm in, so I can get started on that. I'll worry about the details later. For now, I just want to get it filled. Alright, yeah, super plain and unnatural looking right now, but like I said, I just wanted to get it filled in. and I'll work on the details later. Alright, there's this clear defined path right here, and I want to clean that up. I'm gonna clear the land out right here in this sort of flat area on top of this hill and connect this part of the path up to this part somehow. So I'm thinking maybe I'll have another staircase going down on this side, and then I'll just have it all flattened out right here to be on the same level. Alright, that part's all cleaned up now. I just gotta connect it over here now. I do want this path to extend a little bit further beyond this staircase before I start going down this way, I think. And then maybe I can have something up here. Let's just see where the staircase lands if I start it right here. If I want it to be on the same level as this, so it's gonna land right here. This is gonna be where it ends. That's going like right into that cliff, basically. Alright, maybe I will push it back and have it start the same spot as that other staircase. I do have that same thing going already right here. Yeah, I'd say that gives me enough space. It's a lot of staircases, and I do think it looks a little odd right now, but I think once I terraform it right, so there's not all these hard edges and flat surfaces all over the place, I think it'll look a lot better. Finally, there's no more random path blocks in this area at all now. And I got a clear path going this way. Probably add some buildings or something over in this area at some point. I do still have kind of a mess of paths left to clean up over here, but I'd say the bulk of the village is done now in terms of making the paths. And yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to do over here yet. I mean, obviously I can connect this path up to this one, have a staircase going down either this way or this way, connect those up, smooth out this path going all the way down this cliff. That's going to be a real long staircase if I do that. Alright, so for this main path on the backside, I think I'm just going to do one really long staircase all the way from the top to the bottom. And I am going to stick with slabs and blocks. And I realized that that's probably gonna leave the staircase way off the ground here, but I think that could be an interesting opportunity to make supports for the staircase and just have a little bit of variation instead of the stairs going all the way in the ground like they are for all the ones that I've built so far. This one can be up above the ground, not floating, but held up by supports. Since this side is so steep, I guess the idea would be that that was just the best way to make it traversable, is to make a staircase off the ground. So let's just try it and see how it looks. Alright, so far that's surprisingly not too far off the ground. I actually really like how that's looking so far. Whoa, that was close. I didn't think the creeper could blow up from that far. I didn't even see it. That's not that bad. Obviously it looks super goofy right now, but once I get the support beams in, I think it'll look pretty good. I only have the full blocks 3 wide right now, and I haven't filled in all the slabs yet. That looks super weird, but kind of cool too. Alright, the staircase is all done, 3 wide. Again, I will build supports so it's not just a random floating staircase. And it actually looks like it makes sense, but I will save that for later. Right now I'm going to get rid of all these path blocks underneath this new staircase, so I won't be needing those anymore. Alright, I got a lot of that cleared out, but I do want to make something of the rest of this mess here still. So first I'm thinking I'm going to continue this path, make a staircase down here and connect it up to here, but I don't want it to just run into the wall like that. So I could make like a diagonal path here, but I think for now I'd just make a staircase, level off this ground here, and connect it up to this part. Alright, not sure what I want to do with this part of the path yet, so I'm just going to leave it kind of a dead end for now. And then I just got to figure out what I'm gonna do up here. because I would like to have some access up here as well. You know, as much as I like playing in hard mode, with these shaders on, I just love to stay up in the nighttime and just see the night sky. So I think I'm gonna switch to peaceful actually, at least while I'm just building like this, because I'm not even trying to be, you know, challenged by mobs or anything like that, or any type of difficulty when I'm building. I'm just trying to be creative, and I feel like this kind of just gets in the way of that. So I'll try it out for a little while. If I don't like it, I can always go right back to hard mode, but I don't see why I won't like it. It'll just mean I don't have to worry about getting blown up on like that or attacked while I'm trying to look at a build or whatever. Anyways, I think a solution here could be to make a staircase right up here. Of course, that means I'm gonna have to push this one forward a little bit to make it line up right. But let's just see if this would even work first. Yeah, that's a bit close into the hill here, but I can always terraform it back a little bit to smooth it out. That does mean that this staircase is gonna go pretty much right up to the edge here, or at least the path right after it will go right up to the edge of this land, but I can work with that as well. So I'm not sure what exactly I'll do down here or up here yet, so I'm just going to leave those for now, but I will clean up the rest of this mess of path blocks. Alright, and with that, the paths are all cleaned up. Still tons more work to do to make it look nice and build up the village, but that whole mess of path blocks is finally gone. Alright, I just realized I still have a little bit more work to do here. I want to push this ground back a little bit and put a staircase there, and then put a staircase right here as well. Now I guess it's time to start cleaning it up and making it look good, smoothing out the land around the paths and stairs. It's gonna be a lot of work and a lot of dirt too. So I think instead of completely changing the terrain for all of this land, especially for the spots where there's big drops like this, I think instead I'll make some sort of support for the path. It looks like it's a foundation holding it up. That way it's like the villagers made do with what they had, rather than the land just happening to be perfect for exactly what they wanted to build and where. And I think it would just make the build look better too. It doesn't have to be anything super complicated. I think fences would make sense on top, just to guard you from falling off the edge. Let's try stairs and slabs. The issue with that is obviously I can't do vertical slabs down the bottom part here. Maybe fences would be okay. Nah, I don't really like that. I haven't really incorporated any stone into the paths here yet. So maybe stone brick walls could work. Give some depth, because the whole block is a little bit further in than these logs, whereas the stairs and slabs don't have that same effect, and it just gets a different color in there, and it matches the other houses. So that's a bit different because a lot more of that stone brick had to be used. The hill on the side here is a lot more recessed. It gives a bit of a different look. Definitely could add some more details. I kept wondering why the walls were sticking out like this, and I just realized it's because there's blocks behind them that they're connecting to. So I could get rid of those, but I'm not sure because it kind of does look cool having them stick out like that. Let me try it out and just see what it would look like if it was smooth instead. So the difference is subtle. Maybe I could do like every other. I think that's a nice balance in between. Yeah, especially when the light hits it and you can see the shadows really well. And it kind of just looks more structurally sound as well. Alright, moving on. I think I'm going to start working on the bridge now. Got all these cliff guardrails in. I'm pretty happy with them so far. I think they do add to the village quite a bit. Give it more structure and obviously make the paths more interesting. So now I'm gonna try and follow a similar theme for building the bridge. So I'm thinking just simple slabs for the main walkway, and then I will do oak logs for the supports. So it looks pretty bland right now, but I think it's a pretty good start. Like I said, I tried to mimic what I did here for these guardrails, at least the same block palette anyways. I'm thinking it'd be kind of cool if these wooden beams didn't line up on both sides. I think that might have a cool effect, so I'm gonna try it out. Alright, I got the basic bridge design done now. Still plenty of details I can add in later, but I think this is good for now.